AI or artificial intelligence is a term that's been used quite recently in a really big way. Whether that be in form of entertainment or technological advancements, it's become really popular. And well, there's a big debate going around as well, where some people are saying that artificial intelligence is the next step in humanity and it's a saving grace for all of us, while the other side is saying that this will probably destroy humanity. And when you start to think about it, you will genuinely understand the concerns behind artificial intelligence and you'll understand both sides of this debate. But first of all, what is artificial intelligence? What is its history? What is its positives, downsides? And finally, after learning all of this, we can ultimately decide whether artificial intelligence is good or bad. Hey guys, my name is Neel and welcome to Neel Workshop Zone. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence. So without further ado, let's talk about it. So first, let's talk about what is AI. So AI stands for Artificial Intelligence. Is basically the development of computer systems or programs which basically tries to do the tasks which humans could, therefore getting the name artificial intelligence. So to put it simply, artificial intelligence is basically about computer programs learning to do things that a normal human would or that a normal human can. So for example of this would basically be a child learning about knowledge. It's simple, but imagine if the child was a robot. Now that process is called artificial intelligence, or simply to put it. So what is artificial intelligence history? So to understand that, we need to go back to the year 1956. In this year, John McCarthy in a conference basically coined the term artificial intelligence. And some people call him as the father of artificial intelligence, which I guess you could call that because he is the first person to come up with the term artificial intelligence. And after that, in the 1960s and the 1970s, people started to, discuss about artificial intelligence and started to work on it. But in the 1980s, they started to stop working on it because they thought that the technological resources that they had at the time wasn't really sufficient enough to, develop artificial intelligence. But when the 1990s came and new technological advancements came, and after 30 years of a lot of hard work, artificial intelligence is slowly being integrated into our life. And this is fun, right? But what are the positives and negatives of artificial intelligence? Well, now let's talk about the positives of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence has a lot of positives, and I'll be talking about some of them and the main and the basic ones, because you as a viewer need to understand what artificial intelligence is without being overwhelmed about machine learning and a lot of that, which we'll talk about at the end of the video. It's really fascinating, by the way. So first of all, let's talk about the positives, like I said. So one of the main positives of artificial intelligence is that you can do your tasks which are boring, repetitive and mundane in a much more efficient way by giving it to the artificial intelligence. So for example, let us assume that you're working on a project and you have a really important task of transferring some files from one place to other, and it's a simple task and you need to do that a lot of times, and it's fun, I guess, but there are still a lot more unique tasks that you need to do to complete the project, and you don't have much time either. So what you can do is you can give the task to artificial intelligence, which because it's getting advanced, it can do it with a high accuracy so that you can focus on much more unique and creative tasks instead of getting stuck on that boring mundane task. And it can do a lot faster than you can, so that's an advantage. The second thing about artificial intelligence that you can call it is that it's being used around a lot in our day-to-day life as well, and we probably don't notice it much. So for example, if I say, hey Google Assistant, what's the time?
The time is 9 o'clock.
Exactly. Google Assistant, Siri, Alexa, all of these have artificial intelligence in them, which basically learns from your personalized interests and does things to help you. Like for example, set reminders or set alarm clocks, make grocery lists, open some certain apps, etc. And this will become really useful in future as well, right? There are a lot of other things that they are helpful as well. So for example, one of them could also be predicting the future and not in the way that you might expect. So basically, since the artificial intelligence is linked to the internet, it can dig up various information from the past and analyze all of them and find some pattern in all of them. Like for example, let's say you ask for a picture of cat. What it could do is it could scout through millions of images from cats online, and it can find a certain pattern that cats are identified in this way, and it can show you the pictures of the cat. So for example, when you use Google Lens from your Google Assistant app, which if you don't know, it's basically an image where you can capture an image and search it online. Through that, if you for example scan an orange cat, it will tell you about the features, or it will show you more pictures regarding that breed of cat. And how it does it is artificial intelligence or machine learning, which is a subset of artificial intelligence, which I'll talk about it later at the end of this video. But that is kind of a way of how artificial intelligence can do it. And now jumping into a much more fun topic, how artificial intelligence is being used in the industry development or the entertainment industry. We might have heard of deepfakes. Basically, the deepfakes is basically how a person can be impersonated by another person just by using motion capture suits. So basically, a person can have their face plastered on another person by just computer graphics. It's real and it's weird, and as time is going on, it's becoming more and more realistic. Now jumping back to the technological aspect of it, artificial intelligence can also help us in privacy. So for example, let's say that you are being hacked. Artificial intelligence can make sure that this threat is, properly reported, if it's properly taken care of. And since artificial intelligence tends to look for patterns, it can also identify whether this threat is a small one, bigger one, if it has affected multiple people in the past, and more things like that. And artificial intelligence, which a lot of people don't think about, might be the key for curing cancer. Yeah, you heard that right. Because cancer has a pattern, maybe, most likely, right? And to find a cure for it, you obviously need a pattern to figure out what could be the cure. So instead of multiple scientists scouring through years of cancer research analysis and trying to find out the cure for it by figuring out a pattern that makes sure that it cures the cancer patients, artificial intelligence might do it better, because since it has the internet and years and years of information at its disposal, what it can basically do is it can scour all of these evidences for a specific trace or a pattern in patients who got cured of cancer and might be able to find a cure. So when I put it like that, you can understand that artificial intelligence is a really positive thing that when used correctly could lead to a lot of great things. And you are partially right. And well, now let's talk about the negatives, because when I talk about the negatives in a proper manner, it becomes a little bit scary, and you can understand why artificial intelligence is, being deemed as the end of the world. So without further ado, let's talk about the negatives of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence has a lot of negatives, but before we talk about it, I want to show you something really important. Look at this picture. You might be thinking that's just a cute panda. What is it in that? It's cute, right? Well, what about this orange juice commercial video? Normal enough, fair. I mean, what's wrong in that? Well, what if I told you that both of these videos were completely AI generated? Yeah, these photo or videos haven't been made by a human or fully by a human. It's been made completely by artificial intelligence by learning the data from us, which is shocking, and you might think that it's cool, but just think about it for a second. People from across the world could somehow find pictures and videos of you through places like Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, and they can use that to make you get into illegal troubles. where you can make sure that you said stuff that you haven't said yet, and this could lead you to a lot of legal problems. And that's where things start to get a little shaky about why artificial intelligence is a good thing. Because let's say somebody has your photos and videos. They can make something that your photos and videos could be made into a video where you are talking to the bank and asking them for a transfer of money from your account to another account. And since your voice and your video and your audio could be replicated, most of the people will think it's real, and might lead to a lot of crimes, a lot of blunders, and a lot of red herrings and mysterious chaos on the internet. Because you know that the internet is a place where, well, a lot of rumors start to spread like wildfire. A small rumor comes in and it starts spreading, and a lot of misinformation is also carried on the internet. So pair this with the artificial intelligence ability to mimic anyone, it could lead to a lot of big social problems. Like, for example, this mimicking or this persuading thing of misinformation has become so much over the internet that I can convince you that there is a subscribe button down there and you can click it and you will get subscribed to the channel. Oh, so it is real, so you can subscribe. But keeping that aside, we need to realize that artificial intelligence could lead to problems like that. And some of the other problems that it could lead to is job unemployment. So for example, let us assume this. You're working on a dream job. You spend 20 years or more working to get the job. And after you get the job, less than some months, you get a notification from your boss saying that you've been removed from the job because a computer can do it better. And this is where the problem of job unemployment starts to set in. This makes sure that, well, artificial intelligence gets a lot of jobs and a lot of people can get unemployed. And already the unemployment rate in a lot of countries is really high. And this could lead to a lot more problems. And artificial intelligence could even lead to world domination. Yeah. One of the bigger complaints about artificial intelligence is that artificial intelligence, when given the right time and the amount of interest, could actually develop sentient emotions, just like humans. So a lot of people say that artificial intelligence, if it gains these emotions just like humans, and they realize that humans are the people above them, they might start to revolt. And we have seen this happen in smaller instances of artificial intelligence, where, apparently there has been this thing where people have developed two artificial intelligences and they started, conversation with each other in a language that humans didn't understand, and that they were starting to plan regarding human warfare, something like that, right? And if not controlled, this will lead to proper problems, because AI is much smarter than all of us, right? I mean, it can do things in seconds, whereas it will take us minutes to do the same things. So this could technically lead to a lot of problems. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. There's still so many problems that we can talk about artificial intelligence, but this is just to make you understand about some of the things that artificial intelligence can do that could lead to problems. So now let's talk about the final verdict. Is AI good or bad? So this question came up a lot, and honestly there's not a solid answer to that, because we cannot predict how the future can be. But the one thing that we can do is, well, stop the future from happening. And the way I personally think artificial intelligence is that it's a tool that can be used for the greater good, but also for potentially the worst things possible. So in my opinion, artificial intelligence should be a tool that must be used properly. And I think that one thing that a lot of companies should agree on is that artificial intelligence or tools for artificial intelligence is being available pretty easily for the normal person. Like, I could literally go up to Google and search for a deepfake or a mimic some voice of a celebrity or a president, like for example Donald Trump.
Neel Workshop Zone is a great channel.
And let him say stuff. And it's fun, you can make a lot of funny content out of that, but it does start to get serious when people start using it in the wrong manner. So what I think that we all should do together is to reduce the use of artificial intelligence and only use it for scientific and advanced purposes. And even when you are using it, you need to somehow make sure that it does not fall into the wrong hands. Now, still, artificial intelligence is not fully developed to create full havoc across the world. But in a couple of years, it is still really possible. And this video is not just about artificial intelligence and its upsides and downsides. There is also a tiny message informing you that artificial intelligence is really advanced and it will get much more advanced. So instead of trying to argue and start debates regarding whether it is good or bad, the important thing that we need to do is to use this in a proper manner so that it could benefit humanity and not destroy it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out any new videos. And there are still a lot more videos coming, I'm pretty sure, like the concept of machine learning, which is a subset of artificial intelligence, is basically about how this artificial intelligence or machine learning or the machine basically understands the pattern of the past photos or images of whatever the content you feed it and how it produces a stable image out of it. It's something that we'll talk about in the future episode. And there are still a lot more interesting things about artificial intelligence, like what is the probability that artificial intelligence will turn out to be evil, or what is the concept of quantum computers, and a lot more. So yeah, this is a new type of video that I made prior to my old ones. Now that I've come to Inter, it's going to be a much different ballgame. So you might expect different content from me and different types of content and different ways, and I might try out with new stuff. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out any new videos. Thank you for watching and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.